What we talking about today? APS-C sensors versus full frame sensors. Can you tell which one it is? Is it camera A or is it camera B? You tell me. Let's get into it. For the past 14 years, I've used APS-C sensor cameras, starting with the Nikon D5000 and working my way to the Nikon D7100. I've bought and sold plenty of cameras as I upgraded through the years and they announced new Nikon cameras, and with every opportunity to move up to the full frame lineup, I stuck with APS-C sensor cameras, and they have worked perfectly for every wedding, every concert, every portrait session, and even every filming project that I've done, every YouTube video, every wedding video, and even a few low-budget TV pilots that I've shot. Obviously, full-frame cameras have better performance when it comes to high ISO, but for me, I'm never in a situation where I don't have control over the amount of light that I have, either with continuous lighting for video or strobes and flashes for stills. The cameras that I've had handle high ISO pretty well, very low grain when they get up to the higher end of the ISO. I've always been in a situation where I've had control over my lighting, so I've never had an issue when it got to the higher end. I really didn't have to go that high. I can bring it back down to control my situation. The big debate over full frame versus APS-C frame, and we'll even throw in the micro four thirds in there, has been going on for forever. There will always be a debate on which sensor size to go with, but each sensor size has its pros and has its cons. But in my opinion, tech advancements are starting to blur that line between why you should go full frame or why you should go crop frame. There was a time, and almost still is a little bit, where everybody would tell you, go micro four thirds, go micro four thirds, go micro four thirds. And now that Nikon and Canon have introduced their new full frame mirrorless cameras, the conversation has now shifted back to go full frame, go full frame, go full frame. But I've never succumbed to peer pressure. I've always stuck with the APS-C sensors, and like I've said before, they've always worked perfectly for every situation I've been in. I currently have two Nikon D7100s, and I also have two Sony A6500s. Both are APS-C sensor cameras. And just for giggles, I have a DJI Osmo Plus, which I love. APS-C sensor cameras or crop frame cameras, the benefits to me, number one, the size. The size of those cameras are awesome. Carrying those D7100s, they're smaller than the bigger brother professional lineup of the Nikon cameras, but still a good size camera with a nice weight to it, especially if you put a bigger lens on it. It's upwards of 6-7 pounds, pretty heavy if you're gonna do a wedding all day. But the Sony A6500s are really small, really tiny, very light, and the lenses that are available for them are pretty much the same. They're very light, but very good. Number two, and should be more of a 1A kind of thing, is the cost. On average, the cost of APS-C sensors are far lower than full frame cameras. And also, manufacturers have more model options for APS-C sensor cameras than they do with full frame, with various features down the lineup. I feel APS-C sensors or crop frame sensors are the best all-around sensor size for pros and amateurs. For pros, I think it's more of a situational thing where camera size can be an issue. For example, I read an article that some scenes in Marvel Avengers movie was shot on the Blackmagic Design Pocket Cinema, which is a micro four thirds camera. So basically I bring that up that if anybody tells you you can't get pro results on a smaller size sensor, that's pretty much a lie. For the rest of us semi-pros and us amateurs, especially if you're trying to maximize your budget, if you're gonna carry gear around, like weddings and concerts like that, the smaller form factor of an APS-C size sensor camera is awesome. And the lower cost on the camera bodies, I'm sure that would be very welcomed on your wallet. Newer camera sensors are so advanced and getting better that you can get pro results on any sensor size. Shout out to my people that are using iPhones. My bottom line for continuing to choose APS-C cameras is size and cost. With advancements in 4K, low light handling, slow-mo capability, you just can't get better for your money. Like I mentioned, I have two A6500s for the same price that I could have got a Sony A7 III. So let the argument begin. But I feel APS-C sensor cameras are perfect for every project you can get. So down in the comments, let me know what you think and let me know what you use. Are you using full frame? Are you using micro four thirds? Are you using APS-C sensors? Are you using an iPhone? Let me know what you're using. If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe, and don't forget down in the comments, let me know what you think. Camera A, camera B. Which one is full frame? Which one is APS-C? I'm Mr. Preezy. Until next time, I'll see you.